Okay, Roy, I'm going to show you how to take apart this pump here. Once you get your pump pulled off, it'll look like this. But basically, you just take out these 8mm screws back here. These are 8 mils. I just use a nut drive. I've already drained the oil out of it. Just showing you. This we'll take the screws out and the washers. Normally you'd have to pop this cap off. It will have red Loctite right here on this O-ring. And what we'll do is just pop the O-ring out. Right in here you would clean all this off real good to get the old red Loctite off of it. And here all the way around it. And then on the O-ring, just wipe it, dry it off real good, and see if there's any Loctite stuck to it. If there is, you just clean it off with your finger. And then if you want to clean this, you can wash it in soap and water. But then we would put it back on. This would be all dry and clean before I would reassemble it. Take the prop off. It's real easy. Right here goes into the vise. Pinch down real hard on the vise. I sent you a prop tool you can use. I use this bent drive shaft here. Basically, you just loosen it. It loosens to the left. Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. This one, it wasn't very tight. Yours will be tighter. When you put it back on, you don't need any Loctite or anything, alright? Take out your prop. You look down in there, and that's all it's going to be. Replace your prop. Put your new prop in. Alright, and then we'll torque it down nice and tight. And the pump should still spin free. Okay, now there's a bearing up under this lip. Notice how the pump goes up and down. You got to make sure that bearing doesn't slide out of position. That's underneath of there. So anyways, it should go up and down, pop up and down, but you got to make sure that bearing stays in position. You want to make sure it's all the way forward. Take your red Loctite, reapply it all the way around on the rubber O-ring. Get a nice little thin coat on there. This is the fill screw. It goes in the upward position. So on this jet pump, it would be like that. We put it in. We would put Loctite, a little Loctite on all three of these. And we would put it back in. And we would screw them down. And I'm just kind of putting it together to show you here, Roy, so I'm not really putting this one all the way in. I would just tighten them down as tight as I can with my nut drive, which they're not tight, but then what we do is you take out this one right here. This is a 3/16. That's the only 3/16 you'll ever find on a SeaDoo, but it's right there. We'll take that out. We would put a little bit of Loctite on it. I would fill it with the oil I sent you, some of this oil. You'll fill it in here real slowly until it comes all the way to the top. Then you need to wait about 5 minutes and let the pump settle. If the pump isn't spinning freely, before you put oil in it, make sure the pump is spinning freely, because if you put the cap on and that bearing's out of center, isn't behind the shaft properly, the pump will tighten up and it won't want to turn. If you did that, you got to just take it back apart and get the bearing in position again, and put it back together again. The pump will spin freely. Once you know it's spinning freely, then fill it with oil. After you fill it the first time with oil, wait 5 minutes, then top it off again, wait 5 more minutes, and top it off again. And then when it's topped off, you got your Loctite on your thing there. Make sure you don't cross thread that. They're easy to cross thread into this plastic. And the Loctite is not an option. It must be used on the O-ring, on everything. And then we would just turn this one right here. You wouldn't torque this one all the way down. You just kind of tighten it down. It starts getting nice and snug, feeling like it's tight. That's it, okay? Because you could run it right straight through the plastic on it. You got that? It's all filled, turning smoothly. That's it, man. That's how you change the prop.